Today, we're diving into the powerful and unpredictable world of severe storms. Brace yourselves because this winter has been nothing short of a catastrophic roller coaster. From the blistering cold gripping the northern regions to the fierce fires blazing through dry areas, this season has shown us the raw power of nature like never before. It's a stark reminder that weather doesn't wait for anyone. Whether you're fighting off freezing temperatures, battling fierce winds, or watching as fires spread with terrifying speed, the forces of nature are at their peak. So what does that mean for you? It's time to get ready. Don't wait for the storm to hit. Make sure your emergency kits are stocked. Check your home's defenses and stay tuned for the latest updates. Whether you're bundling up in layers or staying alert for fire warnings, preparation is your best defense. I hope you're having a great weekend. In this forecast, we are keeping an eye on the latest information regarding a big, nasty snowstorm for the deep south, mid-Atlantic, and southeast, which will develop Monday night and continue through Wednesday. To start off, I want to briefly discuss the strong major nor'easter snowstorm for the Northeast on Sunday from early afternoon through early Monday morning. Looking at the HR high resolution model for Sunday morning around 7 a.m., the snow is expected to begin around 9 to 10 a.m. according to this model. This model could change slightly in terms of timing and intensity, but based on the latest data, we expect snow to start mid to late morning on Sunday, especially in Pennsylvania and West Virginia. By the afternoon hours between 2 and 4 p.m., snow will be falling heavily, particularly across Vermont and New Hampshire. Areas in Massachusetts, Connecticut, eastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, and parts of New York City and Long Island may experience a mix of rain and snow with amounts depending on location. Northern and western Virginia will see lighter snowfall as the system moves northeast, continuing until around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Sunday before exiting the U.S. early Monday morning. Regarding snowfall totals, it varies depending on which model is used. We are looking at the National Blend model, which is a combination of reliable models, including high-resolution models, Canadian models, and the GFS model. This is a more conservative snowfall forecast for the Northeast. We're expecting a range of 3 to 6 inches of snow, with higher elevations possibly seeing up to 6 inches. Downtown New York City could get around 2 to 3 inches of snow, while Connecticut might see 2 to 4 inches, and portions of New Jersey and eastern Pennsylvania may get about 5 inches. Now, looking at the HR model, which is more aggressive and based on simulated radar reflectivity, we could see up to 1 foot to 1.5 feet of snow. However, please don't take this as gospel. It's just one model and shows a more concerning snowfall amount. I think the total will be closer to 10 inches at most, which is still a lot of snow and could lead to blizzard conditions and whiteout conditions if this pans out latest on the Deep South snowstorm. Let's now take a look at the latest update on the southern snowstorm developing Monday night through Wednesday. Looking at the latest Euro model for Monday night, southeastern Texas will experience light drizzle. To the north, where much colder Arctic air is present, there will be flurries over portions of Oklahoma and southern Kansas. By the morning commute on Tuesday, things will intensify as the winter storm deepens and lifts in the atmosphere to squeeze out moisture, with isotropic lifting providing further support. For your morning commute on Tuesday, please avoid traveling unless necessary. Expect moderate to heavy snowfall along the interstates in Houston, Texas, which I'll circle on the map here, and Corpus Christi, Texas. We are looking at a mixed bag of moderate to heavy snow, strong winds that could lead to whiteout conditions, the potential for blizzards, and the risk of freezing rain and sleet, which could cause power outages, hazardous road conditions, and possible flight cancellations due to ice accumulation. The snow will continue to accumulate over Louisiana, including Baton Rouge, Lake Charles, and New Orleans. Central and southern Mississippi, as well as central and southern Alabama, will also start seeing snowfall. Atlanta, Georgia is also expected to experience snow according to the model. This storm will affect a large portion of the population, so make sure to take extra time to get home safely, especially from work. Check road conditions, as we could see closures due to heavy snowfall and whiteout conditions. Remember, this part of the country doesn't typically experience this much snow, so there may be limited snow plows and roadside services. As we move into Tuesday evening, the snow will only intensify across the southeast and mid-Atlantic. The storm system will strengthen further before moving offshore, with heavy snow covering most of Georgia, the Carolinas, and southern Alabama. The blue areas on the map indicate moderate to heavy snow impacting a wide population, including central Alabama and Atlanta. In southern Georgia, sleet and freezing rain will be possible, which can lead to disastrous power outages, fallen trees, and dangerous road conditions due to ice. This is not a good situation, especially for the southeastern U.S., where many of my viewers are watching, including those in the Carolinas. This forecast comes from the European model, which is being quite aggressive tonight. The storm will continue into Wednesday morning, impacting the morning commute for the mid-Atlantic. Expect heavy snowfall and potential blizzard conditions, especially along the coast, including Cape Hatteras, Chesapeake Bay, Delaware, and Easton in Maryland. Looking at the Canadian model, we see a slightly later arrival of wintry precipitation. Houston, Texas, and Corpus Christi may initially experience rain, but snow will spread over northern Texas and parts of southeastern Oklahoma. The Canadian model suggests that if the storm moves slower, it could become stronger. As we move into Tuesday's morning and afternoon commutes, this intensifies. The orange areas on the map show where freezing rain and sleet will mix, affecting Houston, Corpus Christi, Lake Charles, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and areas of southern Mississippi. This will continue to move east into the southeastern U.S. and mid-Atlantic by Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. The European model has shifted a little further north, but both models show a significant amount of freezing rain and sleet. This will likely lead to power outages, road closures, and possible flight cancellations or delays due to ice accumulation on airplanes, which causes drag and leads to air traffic disruptions. As this winter storm moves through, significant impacts will be felt throughout Wednesday morning, especially for commuters in the eastern U.S. in places like Virginia, North Carolina, Easton, Maryland, and Delaware. The storm will taper off by Wednesday afternoon. Lastly, the GFS model shows similar timing, indicating that this storm could cause significant disruptions for several days. As we move into Sunday evening, temperatures will continue to drop, with mountain areas already in the teens and 20s, extending to the upstate, including Raleigh, Columbia, and Atlanta. By Monday morning, temperatures will plunge, with some of the higher elevations like Sugar Beach Mountain reaching sub-zero levels around -1 to -2 degrees, and areas like Pigeon Forge and Mount Pisgah experiencing temperatures between -2 to 2 degrees above zero. Asheville, Hendersonville, and Greenville will see temperatures in the low 20s, while Charlotte will be around 18 degrees Fahrenheit. The high temperatures in D.C. could be in the upper teens to low 20s, marking one of the coldest inaugurations in recent years. By Monday evening, temperatures will remain below freezing, and this cold stretch will continue into Thursday with about 90 hours of sub-freezing temperatures across the South. That's why it's important to protect your pipes by dripping your faucets, as these prolonged freezing conditions could cause problems for any previously frozen pipes. We're expecting hard freezes at night, with temperatures plummeting to 9 to 11 degrees Fahrenheit. Daytime highs will struggle to get above freezing, creating a cycle of freezing and thawing that could harden anything that tries to thaw. Looking ahead to Tuesday, the Canadian model, especially for snow lovers, shows highs barely getting into the upper 20s. Wednesday morning could bring another surge of cold air, with sub-zero temperatures expected in the mountains. By Thursday, temperatures will start to rise a bit, but it will still be chilly, and by Friday, we should see the 40s across the South. For Orlando, Florida, it won't be the ideal weather for a trip to Disney World. The mornings will start in the upper 30s to low 40s, with highs only reaching the upper 40s to low 50s. This will be one of the coldest stretches the parks have seen in a while. By Wednesday morning, there's even a chance of a freeze near Orlando, which could lead to plant coverings. Storm forecast. Now moving to the GFS and ensemble models, these are in line with each other and provide a good indication of the storm's timing and impact. The ensemble model, which averages out multiple runs to account for different scenarios, shows that the bulk of the moisture will be south of the upstate and Midlands along the first M95 corridor. This could bring more snow to the coast than inland. Snow probabilities in these areas range from 10% to 30% in the upstate and 50% to 60% along the coast, especially near the 95 corridor. The European model is nearly identical to the GFS, with snow expected to fall in the Western Carolinas on Tuesday evening, possibly accumulating a dusting to an inch in some areas. The impacts will be minor, but as the storm moves along the coast, areas in South Georgia and northern Florida could see a wintry mix, including snow in places like Panama City Beach. This rare setup may even bring flakes to parts of central Florida, including Orlando, though it's not a widespread forecast. This isn't just about the usual weather events. We're talking about extreme temperatures, dangerous wind chills, and the kind of storms that make you feel like you're in the eye of a storm. But that's not all. Fires are roaring across parts of the country, fueled by the dryness and extreme conditions threatening homes and lives in their path. It's a perfect storm of chaos, and we're feeling the effects everywhere. Snow totals and impacts. Both the GFS and European models are aligned on snow totals, showing a swath of 2 to 4 inches from the Florida Panhandle and southern Alabama to New Orleans. Areas in Georgia, South Carolina, and Myrtle Beach could see similar totals, while parts of the Western Carolinas could see a dusting to half an inch. The probabilities of accumulating snow along the coast are 50 to 60%, while inland areas have a 10 to 30% chance. The Canadian model, which has been more aggressive with its snow forecasts, shows snow arriving on Tuesday afternoon and evening. However, the dry, cold air in place may prevent some of the snow from reaching the ground. Still, the model suggests that parts of the upstate could see good snow totals. The Canadian model has trended slightly southward with the storm, aligning more with the GFS and European models, showing southern regions of the upstate as more likely to get significant snow. The storm will clear out by Wednesday morning, leaving cold but clear conditions for the rest of the week. The Canadian model predicts some significant totals in areas like the Panhandle of Florida and southern Alabama, with snow falling through Tuesday evening before tapering off. As we continue to track the storm, the Canadian model is showing 1 to 2 inches of snow in the southern part of the upstate, with about an inch from the mountains to the northern upstate. However, with the dry air in place, there is uncertainty about how much of that moisture will make it to the ground. The European model shows snow probabilities across Greenville and Spartanburg, but the amounts are modest, ranging from half an inch to an inch, considered minor. Both the GFS and European models suggest that if snow does fall, the impacts will be minimal, likely an inch or less. The models still keep snow chances alive for the upstate, but this will likely result in light snow that doesn't cause significant disruptions. However, for those hoping for a bigger snowstorm in the upstate or western North Carolina, this may be a disappointment. In terms of disruptions to daily life and hazardous driving conditions, the probability of moderate impacts is estimated to be between 10 to 20% across the upstate, while the southern part of the upstate through Columbia sees a 30% chance. Charleston, Georgetown, Myrtle Beach, Wilmington, and the Outer Banks have a higher chance of 40 to 60% of moderate winter storm impacts, which could cause some travel disruptions. However, the chances for major winter storm impacts are lower, 20 to 30%, and extreme winter storm conditions seem even less likely. Plot twist for snow lovers. It's looking like the beach could see more snow than inland areas, especially along the I-95 corridor, which is an unexpected turn of events. People in the Western Carolinas hoping for snow may be disappointed, as the coastal areas have a higher chance of seeing snow, with the Western Carolinas only having a 10 to 30% chance of snow-related impacts. The cold air remains the biggest concern, as temperatures are expected to drop dramatically. It's essential to prepare for the cold and protect your pipes from freezing, as temperatures stay below freezing for extended periods. Keep an eye on future updates, as the situation could evolve. And guys, if you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like and leave a comment below. I'll see you all in the next video.